I've worked on trucks my entire life, 40 years in this industry. I've seen buyers walk in with a fistful of cash and walk out broke. I've watched good, hard-working people get absolutely taken apart in the finance office, and most of them had no idea it was happening. Today I'm going to explain exactly how dealership finance departments make more money off you than the salesman does, sometimes more than the truck itself. It's called the back end, and if you don't know what that means before you walk into a dealership, you are in serious trouble. I'm Wade Tucker. I'm 58 years old. I've been a mechanic in Texas my whole career. I don't sell trucks. I don't work for dealerships. I fix what goes wrong after people make bad decisions. And I'm tired of watching people make the same bad decisions over and over again because nobody told them the truth. So here it is, the whole truth about dealer financing, what they do, how they do it, and exactly what to say when it happens to you. Let's start with something most buyers don't understand. The price of the truck is just the beginning. When you sit down with the salesman and agree on a number, you think the deal is almost done. You're wrong. That's where the real deal starts. Everything that happens after you shake hands on the truck price is what dealers call the back end. That's where the money is. That's where your money disappears. The finance manager is not your friend. I want you to understand that clearly. They are a salesperson. They might be the most skilled salesperson in the entire building. They're paid on commission just like the guy who walked you around the lot. Their job is to get as much money out of you as possible before you sign that contract. They're trained for this. They go to schools and seminars specifically designed to sell you things you don't need. They know every objection you're going to raise before you raise it. They have an answer for everything. And they're doing this in a small office while you're tired and excited and just want to drive your new truck home. Here's the first thing they do. They mark up your interest rate. This is called the dealer reserve, and almost nobody talks about it. When you apply for financing through a dealership, they submit your application to multiple lenders. Those lenders come back with what's called the buy rate. That's the lowest interest rate the lender will approve you for. The dealership is not required to give you that rate. They are allowed to mark it up, typically anywhere from 1 to 3 percentage points, and keep the difference. Let me give you a real example. Say your credit qualifies you for a 5.5% rate on a $55,000 truck loan over 72 months. The dealer tells you they got you 7%. That's a markup of 1.5 points. On a loan that size over 6 years, that extra 1.5% costs you somewhere around $2,400 to $3,100 in additional interest. The dealer pockets that money. The lender splits it with them. You never see a line on your contract that says dealer markup. It's invisible. This is called dealer participation or dealer reserve, depending on who you ask. It's completely legal. The FTC is aware of it. Consumer advocacy groups have complained about it for decades. It's still happening in almost every dealership in America right now. The only way to protect yourself is to come in pre-approved. I can't say that enough. Before you ever step foot in a dealership, go to your credit union or your bank and get pre-approved for the amount you plan to finance. Know your rate. Write it down. Put it in your pocket. When the finance manager starts talking about what rate they got you, you already have your number. Credit unions consistently beat dealer financing rates. Not by a little, by a lot. The average credit union auto loan rate runs 1 to 2 percentage points lower than what most buyers end up paying at a dealership. On a $55,000 truck, that's real money. That's money that stays in your pocket instead of going to someone you barely know. When you walk in pre-approved, you change the entire dynamic. You're not a financing customer anymore. You're a cash buyer in the dealership's eyes. They can't make money on the rate markup because you already have your financing locked in. That shifts power to you immediately. They know it. You need to know it too. Now let's talk about what happens inside the finance office. You sit down, the finance manager is friendly, they might offer you coffee, they congratulate you on the truck. They're setting a tone of comfort. Then they start presenting products. The first thing they'll show you is the extended warranty. They'll call it a vehicle service contract. They'll tell you this truck is expensive to fix, that the factory warranty only covers you for a limited time, that you don't want to be stuck with a huge repair bill 2 years from now. They'll quote you a number that sounds reasonable when they fold it into your monthly payment. Here's what they don't tell you. The dealership marks up the warranty significantly. The actual cost of that warranty to the dealer might be $900. They're charging you $2,200. The profit margin on service contracts is massive. Some dealerships make more gross profit from selling warranties than from selling the trucks themselves. That tells you everything you need to know. Are extended warranties ever worth it? In specific situations on specific vehicles, sometimes yes. But the version they're selling you in that office, at that price, with those terms, almost certainly not. If you want extended coverage, you can buy it later. You can shop third-party warranties. You can buy the manufacturer's own extended plan through a competing dealer at a lower price. You don't have to decide in that room, under that pressure right now. Next, they'll show you paint protection. They'll call it a sealant or a polymer coating or some proprietary brand name. They'll say it protects your paint from UV damage, oxidation, minor scratches, road contaminants. They'll charge you anywhere from $400 to $1,200 for it. They'll show you a laminated card explaining all the science behind it. I've been working on trucks for 40 years. I can tell you exactly what this product is. It's a wax treatment that a detail guy applies in about 20 minutes. The materials cost maybe $40. The rest is pure profit. A proper ceramic coating done by a professional detailer costs around $800 and actually does what they're describing. What the dealer is selling you is not that. It is not worth what they charge for it. If you want real paint protection, find a reputable detailer after you buy the truck. Then comes the tire and wheel protection plan. This one sounds almost reasonable at first. They tell you if you hit a pothole and damage a rim or blow out a tire, you're covered. The problem is the terms. Read what's actually covered carefully. Cosmetic damage often isn't included. Many claims get denied for reasons that weren't made clear at the point of sale. The deductibles eat into your reimbursement, and the price, usually $300 to $600, rarely matches the actual risk you're being protected against. A replacement tire for most truck sizes runs $180 to $280. You'd have to blow out multiple tires for this product to break even. Gap insurance is next. This one is more complicated because sometimes gap coverage actually does make sense. GAP stands for Guaranteed Asset Protection. If you total your truck and the insurance payout is less than what you still owe on the loan, GAP covers the difference. That's a real product that solves a real problem. Here's the problem. The dealer will charge you $600 to $900 for GAP coverage. Your own auto insurance company will typically add GAP to your existing policy for $20 to $40 per year. That's often less than $80 total over the life of a standard loan period. If you're putting 20% or more down on the truck, you probably don't even need GAP at all. If you do need it, buy it through your insurance company before you walk into the dealership and the conversation is already over. Credit life insurance is the last product I'm going to address. This is a policy that pays off your auto loan if you die before it's fully paid off. It sounds important when they frame it that way. In reality, if you already have term life insurance, which is affordable and comprehensive, you don't need this at all. If you don't have term life insurance, you should get it, but not through a car dealership. Credit life policies sold in finance offices are consistently overpriced compared to standalone term life policies you can get elsewhere. Don't buy this at the dealer under any circumstances. Now I want to talk about the tactics they use, because the finance manager isn't just going to hand you a list and politely ask if you'd like anything. They're going to use specific, tested, trained techniques designed to get you to say yes. The first technique is payment focus. They quote everything as a monthly payment addition. This extended warranty only adds $12 a month to your payment. That sounds like nothing, but $12 a month over 72 months is $864. That's what you actually pay out of pocket. Always multiply the monthly add-on cost by the number of months in your loan and look at that real number. Do the math in front of them if you have to. It changes how expensive things feel very quickly. The second technique is the assumptive close. They put all the products on a worksheet and act like you've already agreed to review them. They'll say something like, so we've got you set up with the service contract and the tire protection, and I'm just going to finalize these numbers for you. They assume the sale before you've agreed. You have to actively say no to each item, and you need to be comfortable saying it clearly and without apologizing for it. The third technique is the justification stack. They pile up reasons why you need something. This truck is a $65,000 investment. You're going to have it for 10 years. The engine alone on this truck costs $8,000 to replace. Don't you want to protect that? They're not wrong that the truck is expensive, but that doesn't mean their specific product at their specific price is the right way to protect it. Keep those two things separate in your mind. The fourth technique is the guilt pivot. If you say no to everything, some finance managers will act slightly wounded or suggest you're being unreasonable. I'm just trying to protect you here. They might say you'll regret it when something breaks. Don't let that land emotionally. They are not trying to protect you. They are trying to earn their commission. Be polite, be firm. Just keep saying no. The fifth technique is the urgency play. They suggest the deal or the price is only available today, that the rate might change if you wait, that they can't hold the terms. This is almost never true. You are allowed to take time. You are allowed to read the contract. You are allowed to leave and come back. Anyone who tells you otherwise is trying to close you before you have time to think straight. The most powerful phrase you can use in that office is simple. Say it early and mean it. I'm going to decline all add-ons today. Say it before they start their presentation if you can. After that, every time they circle back to something, just repeat it. I said I'm declining all add-ons. You don't owe them a reason. You already made your decision. Stick to it. Let me walk you through what I'd do if I were buying a truck today, step by step. First, I'd decide how much truck I can actually afford before I ever started shopping. Not what the payment calculator says I can technically qualify for. What I can actually handle without stressing my finances. That number drives everything else. Second, I'd go to my credit union and apply for pre-approval. I'd ask for the best rate they can offer and lock it in. I'd get that approval letter in writing. Most credit union pre-approvals stay valid for 30 to 60 days, which gives you plenty of time to shop. Third, I'd research the specific truck I want before walking in. I'd look up the dealer invoice price, the market value in my area, and any current manufacturer incentives or rebates available. I'd walk in knowing exactly what that truck is worth to the dealer on a bad month. Fourth, I'd negotiate only the out-the-door price, not the monthly payment, not my trade-in value separately. Not any financing terms yet, just the total price of the truck, out the door, all fees included. Get that number agreed on in writing before anything else moves forward. Fifth, I'd sit down in the finance office with my pre-approval in my pocket and one sentence ready to go. I'm going to use my own financing and decline all add-ons today. That's it. That's my opening line. If they push on anything, I repeat it calmly. I sign the contract. I go home with my truck. Now here's a question I get asked all the time. Is there ever a good reason to finance at the dealership? Yes, sometimes. Manufacturers occasionally offer promotional financing at genuinely low rates on new vehicles. 0%, 1.9%, 2.9%. If you qualify for one of those deals and the math works out in your favor, that's worth taking seriously. But you need to do the full calculation. Some of those low-rate offers require you to give up a manufacturer rebate to access them. You need to compare both options. Take the rebate and use your own financing, or take the promotional rate and give up the rebate. Whichever one leaves more money in your pocket is the right choice. Outside of manufacturer-subsidized promotional rates, your own financing from a credit union or bank is almost always better. Don't let a finance manager convince you otherwise without showing you the actual numbers side by side. I want to be real about something else, too. A lot of buyers feel guilty walking out of the finance office without purchasing any of the products, like they've wasted the finance manager's time or been rude somehow. Let that feeling go completely. The finance manager earns a fair commission on the deal for processing your paperwork. The dealership already made their money on the truck. The back-end products are additional profit on top of that. You saying no doesn't hurt the dealership. It just means they make a normal profit instead of an exceptional one. That's fine. The average buyer who walks into a finance office without this information ends up spending between $3,000 and $5,000 on unnecessary products and rate markups. Some spend considerably more. I've personally seen contracts with over $8,000 in back-end products stacked onto them. I've seen people who went in to buy a $48,000 truck and ended up with a loan for $58,000. They drove off that lot owing $10,000 more than the truck was worth the minute they pulled out of the driveway. Once you sign the contract, that money is gone. The lender has purchased your loan. You're legally obligated for every dollar. There is no buyer's remorse policy on financing products. This is why the preparation matters so much. You cannot fix a bad finance office decision after the fact. This is why everything I've told you today comes down to three things. Pre-approved financing before you arrive, knowing the fair price of the truck before you negotiate, and a clear, unwavering decision to decline back-end products before you sit down. That's the whole defense. It's not complicated, but it requires you to do the work before you get emotionally attached to a specific truck sitting on a specific lot. Once you're in love with that truck, your judgment gets clouded. The dealer knows that. They count on it. I've had buyers tell me the finance manager said they couldn't use outside financing. That is simply not true. A dealership cannot legally require you to use their financing as a condition of purchasing a vehicle. They can decline to process certain lenders, but they cannot hold the truck hostage to your financing choice. If any dealer tells you that you must finance through them, thank them for their time and walk out the door. There are other dealers. I've had buyers tell me the rate from the dealer matched what their credit union offered. Maybe that happens occasionally, but verify it. Ask the finance manager directly, is this the rate the lender approved me for, or have you added a markup? They may not answer honestly, but asking puts them on notice that you know how the game works. Sometimes that alone gets you a better number. I've had buyers tell me they needed the extended warranty because they plan to keep the truck for a long time. I hear that, but here's what I'd tell you. If you genuinely want long-term coverage on a new truck, buy the manufacturer's own extended service plan. You can purchase it through any authorized dealer in the country, not just the one you bought from. You can often negotiate that price too, especially if you get quotes from multiple dealers. And you don't have to buy it the day you take delivery. You have time to shop it properly. The people in finance offices aren't bad people. Most of them are just doing a job in a system that rewards squeezing buyers. Some of them genuinely believe in the products they sell. Some of them are just running the playbook they were trained on. It doesn't change your job, which is to protect your money. You can be polite in that office. You can be friendly. You can respect the person sitting across from you. And you can still look them in the eye and say no to every single product they offer. Both things are true at the same time. The truck is what you came for. You found the right one. You negotiated a fair price. You already have your financing. All you need to do in that office is sign the right paperwork and leave. That's what smart buyers do. That's what I'd do. That's what I'm telling you to do right now. If this video helped you, share it with somebody who's getting ready to buy a truck. There are people watching this right now who are walking into a dealership this weekend completely unprepared. Send this to them. It'll save them real money. Drop your questions in the comments below. I read them. I answer them straight. No fluff. Go get your truck. On your terms. Nobody else's.